Okay, and we're live. Hey, everybody, welcome back to another book club live. We are discussing The Art Thieves by Andrea L. Rogers. I don't know why, but my brain will not accept that her name is Andrea. I've said Angela so many times. Andrea.
Oh, well,
So
I get lost if people have initials. Then I just equate them to anybody else with initials and the same starting last name. It's a problem. So I'm going to ask you what you thought first. I
Oh,
interrupted you.
okay. But I think it's funk right now where nothing's hitting me the way I think it should. But I enjoyed this quite a bit. It reminded me a lot of, what is that book? Moon of the Crusted Snow. It's also like an indigenous apocalypse story.
Okay.
And so it has a lot of similar vibes to it. I would say this one was more like that mixed with A Wrinkle in Time.
Mm-hmm.
Like I enjoyed the concept. I didn't always like the pacing. I felt like the pacing was weird. It was like either really slow or too much happening at once. But the ideas presented, I thought were really interesting.
I think I came away with a similar feeling. The beginning I found a little bit slow, where I wasn't quite sure what I was supposed to be paying attention to.
Yeah.
Quite. And then sometimes, like, even the things that I felt like I correctly paid attention to, I was left not knowing as much about them as I would have liked. So I thought she had so many cool elements about time travel, but in the way of many time travel novels, like time travel's a tricky concept to like really flesh out the details of. So much of it doesn't make sense. And I think that, yeah, like I loved the ideas presented in this. I loved the redemptive arc of the story also. Like this is a version of the future I can get behind, you know?
Yeah.
Which was nice for an apocalyptic story. Like it was
I think
like unusual in that way.
That for me anyway, I've noticed that I think this is like maybe the third indigenous apocalypse story I've read. And I feel like they give it like this unique almost hopefulness, like and I think they even mention at some point in this book like people in Africa and indigenous cultures look at the apocalypse differently because they've been there before. They've already experienced something like that. And so I think that gives it just this weird element of like hopefulness that you don't always get in an apocalypse story.
Yeah,
so
I thought that was lovely.
And I loved that this was hopeful.
Yeah. And that people for once like survivors seem to have the right view of the future, like the right view of the present, this idea of like stewarding like the planet. And yeah, I found all that very hopeful. I liked the characters. I thought that I had like a real clear picture of the characters in spite of the fact that some of them I didn't like have that much interaction with, like the dad and the mom, like the stories that she chose to tell, I thought painted a really clear picture of like who they were as people. But I agree with you about the pacing because at times there was a lot of detail about scenes that I felt like I was supposed to get more out of that I didn't. And then like actual plot pacing, like a whole bunch of things would kind of like boom, 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 boom happen.
Yeah. It was just very strange because like it was either just very slow and like nothing's happening, and I'd keep like waiting for like, okay, but when are we going to learn about this time traveling thing? And then like all of a sudden it's just like, oh yeah, I'm a time traveler.
Yeah. But we didn't even get to see like what happens when the time travel happens.
Right? Like
I thought we would at least get that scene.
Some kind of like, okay, what like how does it work? And like I wanted a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like it was very abstract. It was just like, yeah, well, we just do that. And like, oh, we could only like go back the same number of people. And like, okay, so what does that mean though?
Exactly.
Do you have a device? Like, how does it work?
And like the whole, like, you can only influence this many things in the timeline, the whole butterfly
Mhm.
effect thing. I was
Yeah.
like, there's a whole bunch of things being affected right now.
Right?
I'm not
Like,
sure.
I was like, I don't think that's how it works. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like one small change is gonna just affect everything.
Yeah.
So I felt like that was a little bit, maybe not thought out well, but
Yeah. It would have been cool if it had affected something in a big way.
mhm,
Like, even if it was about her old life or something, like
yeah,
something in her present day life sort of vanished or like
yeah,
someone or like, something like completely changed. Um, but none of that happened. I
no,
thought the interaction, like finding out that she had actually indirectly caused the death of someone in that car accident,
mhm,
and that was part of the trauma. That was an interesting thing, and how
yeah,
she linked it with finding the daughter and stuff. But I
yeah,
also thought that that could have been, I don't know, like I didn't feel like she had to give her all her supplies, like the entire
yeah,
trip and things like that. So there's some stuff where I was like, I'm not sure. Like, if you really thought the world was, if you needed 3 months of supplies, like, what? She just took her, like, didn't David take a can of tuna? Like, it was like
mhm,
she just was like, "Here, I
no,
will
I
now
don't need
have
this.
a bookmobile."
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, I like the idea of a bookmobile. Like, if I have to live in a bookmobile
Yes.
in an apocalypse, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
It's got
That
books
seems
in
like
it.
the way
I'm
to go.
fine. Food,
But
who
also some canned goods.
yeah.
Like, let's clear one shelf for canned goods. But no, I mean, I thought it was a very cool concept. I love the idea of the ladder. I wish
Mhm.
things like that had played into it a little bit more with like the time travel,
Yeah, I
you
really
know?
thought it would. I mean, it's called the Art Thieves, and I really wanted to get a little bit more out of their mission and like what they were doing
Exactly.
and all of that.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, but
And it would have been amazing if the art kind of hinged on the development of like the
mhm,
time travel or something in some weird, cool, metaphysical way. Because the ladder really set me up for that. I'm like, oh, there's going to be something happening with this ladder. Like,
yeah,
you know, like
that
maybe
would
they
have been
climb a
really
ladder into
interesting.
like the time travel portal. I don't know. Like,
And I think too,
I was
like
like,
this was young adults. So maybe if this was like written for adults, they might have gone deeper into that. And it was just sort of, oh, teens don't need to know that. They won't find that interesting.
yeah,
We'll focus more on the
maybe.
relationships. And I can see that, but yeah, I think I would have liked a little bit more development with the time travel.
Because it was such a cool idea. The
Mhm.
way that and the title of the book and everything, like yeah, I
Yeah.
reiterate what you said. I wanted to know more about the mission, and I wanted the art to have something to do with the time travel, like really inextricably entwined,
Hmm.
with the
That would
time
have been a
travel.
really interesting way to
Yeah,
do it.
like
Like
they
I love
needed the
time
ladder,
travel.
or the ladder came from
Always
the
set that
future.
up. Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like it actually told the story of how this all like was going to unfold, and no one realized it. Like I was like,
That would have been
uh,
interesting.
yeah, no. I mean, I liked it though. I read The Berry Pickers right after because it happened to be on my TBR. Have you
Mm.
read
I
I can't
haven't. I
remember
think
the
I
author.
have the ebook on my Kindle, but I haven't
Yeah,
read
the audiobook was good if anybody
it.
wants to read the audiobook because I was kind of like this happens to me whenever I read like one cultural
Mm.
type of book. I'm like,
Do you
let's
want to
read
deep
like three
dive?
more. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I kind of want to be in that, that cultural voice,
Hmm.
like for a little longer. So it was good. It was much sadder because it's not like a cheerful post-apocalyptic novel. It's about
Hmm.
it definitely has a trigger for anybody who doesn't want to read about child abduction. So you find out very early. But it's about a 4-year-old who's taken from a berry field and raised by another family. So, but I think that when I was reading this book, though, I really liked with Art Thieves, like I really liked the idea of having this like separation your own Native American heritage, almost like immigrant children,
Hmm.
but then
Yeah.
also like you only have this many like elders in your community. You only have this many people to like relate to who can really teach you the things because you
Hmm.
have like, generational divide, right? I
Yeah.
mean, I think we have that in our culture, like as an Indian kid who, like, came to this country. Like, some of my cousins really spent a lot of time making sure that they knew about, like, all the things, and all the
Mm-hmm.
they learned Indian dance and they did this and they did that. They learned Indian singing and, just these little conscious things. And
Mm-hmm.
then other parents, like my own, uh, like, I think that wasn't such a focus, partly because of time constraints and everything, but like it really does show up like in the next generation
Mm-hmm.
where like there's so many things that it would never occur to me to like really pass down because I don't know how, you know?
Yeah, and
So
I can relate to that too. I feel like that's very similar to like a lot of Jewish families where like some people are very like intent on like making sure that you know how to do all the things. You can read Hebrew, you can
yeah.
do all these different cultural things that we do. But like we weren't super religious when I was growing up, so a lot of it just didn't really resonate with me. And now I don't do it at all. And I'm like, my kids don't know anything about any of that stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm often talking about like, oh hey, yeah, on Rosh Hashanah we blow the shofar and like we have apples and honey. And it's like, but why? And I'm like, I don't know. It's what we do.
Yeah. It's what we do. Yeah, no, it's interesting. I always think for Native American families, like it must be so hard to watch things vanish
Mm,
because
mm-hmm.
whenever you have like a smaller group of people too, and there's not, I mean,
Yeah.
it's like a huge thing. Like I get to watch my cousins and stuff do all the things. I'm like, this feels very present, but
Mm-hmm.
like, um, so I thought she portrayed that very realistically, you
Yeah.
know, this evolution of a culture. Interesting to see recently, like I follow some Native American creators on TikTok and Instagram, and it's been interesting to see them talk about what's been going on current in the
Mm-hmm.
current administration and with all the not only like the land issues with like the national parks and
Yeah.
other areas and reservation and the whole Alaska situation and things like that, but this idea of like immigrants and creating quasi reservation situations, and it's all very present tense to them, right? Like it's all
Mm-hmm.
like a reflection of everything that happened to their own people. So it has been interesting. Yeah, the bookmobile breaking down. I did
It's from
that.
different
I was
cultural
like,
perspectives.
yeah,
So I feel like they give a very different spin because and we don't tend to think in those terms because in for most Americans like life has just been the same forever. Like we don't even think about it
yeah,
necessarily. And so like to be able to see something like that. I also really liked how she kept referencing books
yeah.
talking about like the parable of the sower
Mhm.
and that kind of thing because that's another one that I thought was just so really well done and also bleak but hopeful. So yeah.
Yeah, and weirdly on point.
Yes.
So, I mean, that book actually does make you think about time travel because you're like, what is happening right now?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but
Octavia Butler knows things.
exactly. Like, I don't know. Can you like what's happening? But no, I yeah, I found it like very believable though.
Hmm.
Like most of her reactions and things like that until the whole like giving away all her supplies thing.
Yeah, that part was a little weird, but yeah,
Yeah,
I can
and the
understand the guilt, but
too.
also
I
like
was like, what?
so I can understand the guilt of like I'm gonna let you take all of my things, but also like now what do you do?
Yeah, and it
Yours
felt
is
like
gonna
one of those bad teenage decisions
yeah,
where you're
which
like,
I
I
guess
feel
yeah.
better if I do this.
Hmm.
But no. I was a little confused though towards the end because I did listen to this as an
Hmm.
audiobook when the whole thing with her father and her family like on the mountains, they're all in the future,
Yeah,
like on this
I
mountain.
didn't quite get it either. I kept thinking I missed something. but I don't think I did. Like, like
because
no,
like
yeah,
so her dad was sending the faxes
yeah.
from the future, but why couldn't it have been her mom also if they were all in the future together?
Somehow her mother knew what was happening the whole time,
Yeah.
and yeah, and
So like had the mother she knew, had that been her mom from the future coming back?
I just
I
kind of
tried to
went,
figure this out. Yeah. Or did she just know because her future self was sending her those faxes?
yeah, I don't know.
And then why couldn't she have shared that information with her dad? Like what there was something important about her dad not knowing,
Yeah,
and
and
I
I
couldn't figure out what that
couldn't
was.
figure out either. So I'm glad it
Yeah.
wasn't just me.
Okay, because I
Yeah,
tried to listen back, but it was a little bit confusing till I figure out what I was trying to get to.
yeah.
Um, and I was like, I feel like I missed something important about what important thing her dad was supposed to do. And then I also thought maybe her brother was going to be like some important
Mm,
part of time
yeah,
travel
I thought,
being developed.
yeah. I thought we might get more about that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find out, was this a debut? Looks like she has written like picture books and short stories and stuff. But I'm not seeing if this was a debut novel. So that's what I'm wondering. If it's a debut, maybe it was just like not as fully developed as it could have been.
Okay. Yeah. So Deidre's saying maybe we're all confused because I was understanding that her dad and brother are in the future and her mom was really with her aunt on the mountain.
Mm, okay.
I will have to listen to that part again.
Yeah.
That could totally be true. I just remember her talking about this, like he shows her a picture, right,
Mm-hmm.
of like her dad and her brother on the mountain.
Yeah.
So I thought they were just all together waiting for her.
That's what I thought too. And I was like, oh, they're just gonna all get back together. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how this time travel system works, so I'm not sure if that was even a possibility, but
And
she
then
was
why
just
couldn't they have just taken
instructed.
her? I'm so confused.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like I didn't
It
understand.
was like a little bit weird that he just like asked her, "Do you want to go to the future with me?" Like not really
Yeah.
thinking it through. I'm like, no, like
Yeah.
you have to leave everyone behind.
Yeah.
Such a teenage boy thing to think about.
It is. And I don't know that teenage boys would be the ideal person to keep sending back in time.
No,
You know,
kind of reminded me
crime.
of Chuck Everlasting, where he's just like, "You can live forever
Yeah,
too."
exactly.
Like, well, what if I don't want
No
to?
worries. Exactly.
Well,
Like not
actually,
even considering why she might not want to.
mm-hmm.
Here, at least he was more prepared for her answer. It was just sort of like
Yeah,
a, I'll shoot my shot kind of thing. But no, I liked everyone though. If I had one issue with this, it would be pacing and also just knowing more about
yeah,
why certain decisions were important. Because I was set up to feel like they would be important and then
mm-hmm.
left not knowing why any of them were.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
very vague in a lot of places where I thought it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But I do feel like if we had combined this book with, that other post-apocalyptic novel that we read last year, the one with the
Oh,
woman
the
who
future
gets,
home of the living God. Yeah.
yes. Like if these two had been
Mhm.
merged in some way, like I
Oh,
think
that
that would
would
have
have
been
been
amazing.
interesting. Yeah. Because that
Right?
was another
Because
one that I thought had so many interesting concepts and ideas. It just wasn't
yeah.
fleshed out enough. So yeah.
Yeah. But it had like more real-time stuff of like
Hmm.
what actually was going on the ground and what
Yeah.
decisions mattered. Yeah.
Because this book I feel like didn't really delve that deeply into the actual apocalypse either. It was just sort of like, this is happening.
Yeah. This is pre-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it let us know what was going to happen, but we didn't actually see it happen.
Mhm. Yeah, it was it had more potential, I think, that it
Hmm.
delivered.
Yeah.
So what would you give it star-wise? I don't know if I missed it.
4 stars. And I
4
think I'm
stars?
being
Yeah.
generous. I've been very generous with my ratings lately, and I'm like, I should be harsher, but I don't want to be.
I
Like,
gave it 4 stars too on Storygraph.
yeah.
I think that the reason I gave it 4 stars because I actually enjoyed it,
Mhm.
Like
Yeah,
I
I had a
enjoyed
good
myself
time
the
when
whole
I
way
was
through.
reading it, and it was
Yeah.
a like that's been happening to me a lot lately where I'm like, this is a really interesting book. I really like it. And then I stop reading and I'm like, huh, why did this happen? Like, now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. Because I thought the writing was very good. I thought the characterizations were great. I honestly just wanted to hear more, like, from the person about certain things. So, I always wonder what it feels like as an author when people have this feeling. Like, you know, like whether something happened in the editing process or whether they actually were like, see, I told you to their editors, like, I told you they would want this.
I mean, I know I would be like that. I'd be like, actually.
Exactly. As per my email, I clearly said that they would want to know what the ladder was all about. But no, I mean, I look forward to more of her books. Like, I would read another book.
I would definitely read more because I thought the story was.
I love the cover art.
Oh, it's so pretty. Yes.
It's so pretty.
I love how autumnal it looks. It's very, like, cozy feeling.
Yeah. But also existential. Yeah, they felt like they could have been the same timeline, but we're blind. Yeah. No, my husband was just telling me how great it is that he's at gymnastics with my youngest, and he's like, you know, I'm watching football like right here, like YouTube Premium is so worth it, like in the parking lot or whatever. And I was like, yeah, this is peak like pre-apocalyptic living. Yeah. So, yeah. R.F. Kuang. I have her new book on my TBR.
Same. I have that too. I'm a little bit scared to pick it up now. I think I need to wait. I don't think my brain is ready. Like,
I have to feel
I've
serious.
just been in a big, like, reading slump. I feel like for the last couple of months, nothing's hitting me. And I've read some good things. I just feel like nothing's affecting me the way it should. And I'm scared to pick up anything that I think is going to be a 5-star because I won't appreciate it.
I like the Berry Pickers for a little palate cleanse for this reason, because it was like, you know, about deep concepts, really character-driven story, but also not like so, like the prose wasn't so amazing and like the concepts weren't so deep that like I had to feel studious, you know? Like I didn't need to like, it was a great car listen. Like it was like,
yeah,
you know.
that's what I need. I need something like kind of mindless where I can just like listen to a story and just, I don't know.
Like I cared about the people. I cared about their unfolding. It was moving, but not so moving that I was like shattered, you know?
Yeah.
It was.
Like, that's the thing. Nothing has made me emotional for a while now. And like, I am a person who cries at certain songs. So like, I feel like if something is sad, I should be crying. And if I'm not, I'm like, okay, wait, is it me or the book?
And I cried at a book recently, early in the book, because it's what is it called? The Underneath. Have you read it? It's like for young adult or middle grade even. So. Oh, I cried, and it's about a song that I cried at because this dog is like howling, but like this cat, the stray cat, can understand. It's like from animal's perspective. The cat can understand the song, and the song is so moving. And then when he meets her, and she meets him, they like know that they're each other's person, kind of.
Aww.
You know, because she can understand his song. And I'm reading this line to my youngest, and I like start bawling, and like she's like, "You just like you can't." Exist in the world. Like I don't know how you made it this long. I was like, but she can understand his song, and he knows that she understands. And like, she was like, okay, we're in like chapter 2. Like, get it together. So, but so far so good. So I'll keep you guys appraised of whether The Underneath is worth a read.
Who's the author? I don't think I've heard of that one.
I don't even remember now. Like I picked it up at the thrift store. But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. Let's see. Kathy. Maybe I'm just making Kathy. Kathy Applet. So the cover looks like this.
Okay. Yeah,
So
I don't
cute.
know that one. Okay.
Kind of looking dog, some sort of hound dog. Yeah, we haven't figured out what he is.
Dog books. Maybe that's what I need. Maybe I need a really good sad middle grade, and like maybe that will be the thing that gets me out of the slump.
Exactly.
I almost read The Book Thief again, but I was like, if The Book Thief doesn't get me, I'm going to be very upset. So I didn't want to do that. I was like, there's definitely something
wrong worse than you thought. Exactly. You've got to just stay at the place where you think they are. No. Yeah. No. I'm sad that, I only get, because I rotate who I'm reading to. So like I'm progressing through the underneath slower than I want to. But I try real hard not to cheat. So they can get all my crying in real time. Yeah, you just throw around 5 stars. I've been stingy with my 5 stars this year.
I need to be stingier. I feel like I tend to say, oh, I was enjoying this a lot, 5-star. And then later I'm like, but was it? Like I like keep track of all my ratings in my journal. And then at the end of the year, I'll go back through and look over and like, okay, these were my favorites for the year.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm like, why did I give that 5 stars?
Yeah. I barely remember that book.
And I'm like, what? How did that happen? Like, yeah, I feel like I've been doing that a lot lately because I'm just like so desperately trying to like find something. But yeah.
That happened for me with the Secret Life of Addie LaRue. I think I gave that a 5-star.
I did.
Because I had been in a slump.
I gave that a 5-star, and I could not tell you a single thing about that book now. I don't remember it.
I just read her other stuff right after because that's the first time I heard of her as an author. And then I read her other things, and I liked her other things so much better. And it sounds like an entirely different voice because she'd written them before.
Yeah.
Much less commercial, really. And then I was like, oh no, now I don't want that one to have a 5. These are her 5-star books. Like, so it happened.
I feel like I should give myself like at least a few days between finishing a book and giving my rating because I feel like my trigger rating is usually wrong.
Yeah. Sometimes you're just so disappointed by the ending or perplexed, or you don't like give that enough credit, like how it wasn't satisfying. So I could get swayed by very good prose too, where like I'm like, they're such a good author. How could I not give them a 5-star?
Yeah.
But yeah, books are about more than just...
When I look at everything I've read this year and then actually try to figure out what were my favorite books. So my ratings are all over the place and I don't even know anymore. I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to give ratings anymore. I feel like they're always wrong.
I mean, thank goodness it's only 5 stars to give a thing to. I hardly ever give like 1 stars. They're just my DNFs, really. I mean, I very rarely read through something that would get like a 1 or even like a 2.
I don't do 1 stars because if I'm not enjoying it, it's just a DNF. I don't want to push myself. Yeah. If I do push myself through, I usually give a 2-star because it's like at least I needed to know how it ended.
Yeah, I'm actually so excited. Like I own something that ends up being a DNF because then I immediately put it in the donate bin. Which I'm like, look at me getting rid of books. Like it's this like event.
Yeah.
So I met someone who put me to shame at this conference thing I had to go to recently where she was saying that her parents used to own a bookstore and she only owns 1 bookshelf of books. Just 1. Like she immediately gives away books after she finishes them, unless they're like her favorite book. Like she only keeps like her like first, like her like grail books. And I'm like, I don't have any kind of self-discipline in this way. Like I don't.
I was just talking to Sarah about that because she was talking about how I can get rid of most of her books because she just wants to keep the ones that are her absolute favorites. And then she's just going to use the library. And I'm like, couldn't be me.
Yeah. But I mean, I look at these people and I'm like, you guys are so like
such self-discipline. I don't know how to do that.
especially as readers, like I think like avid readers who do that, I'm like, you are like a different level of like self-control than me.
Yeah.
Like,
That is going to be my big project over the next like year, is whittling down my book collection, because
you have been saying this since I have known you.
I know. Listen, we're talking about moving.
Because I have watched your all your book review videos, and you say this every year. You say this about like 4 times a year. Okay.
I do. But for real, if we are moving, we have to. So like
I'll believe it when I see it.
That's going to really push it. That's going to really be the thing that motivates me, because I do not wish to fill an entire moving van just with books. Like, I need to be able to like be reasonable.
But when we bought this house, we brought over all the books ourselves, like in various trips of just books. It was very weird.
Yeah.
There was like a million boxes of books waiting.
How I'm going to do it, because like I feel like I could probably convince myself to get rid of things that are like just my books, but the stuff I bought for the kids and the stuff I buy for Build Your Library, I'm like, I need that. Yeah. I can't get rid of it. Like,
yeah.
Because that's what Rob was like, just get rid of the middle grade and the kid books. You don't have little kids anymore. I'm like, do you not understand my job? Like,
then there's people like me, pre-bought levels of Build Your Library before you like revise them. And I'm like, so I have book drawers of those. I'm like, old BYL 6 and 7. I have new BYL 6 and 7. So yeah, there's that.
But for real, I will deal with my books. I'm going to do it. I have to.
Like, it will feel like something. It'll be probably hard.
It's going to be very hard. Like I'm like, literally, that's the last thing I'm going to end up doing, going through the house. So I'm like, we're going to start decluttering and we're going to start getting rid of all the things, but not the books, not yet.
You should set yourself like a small number quota for every day.
Yeah.
Like
a
just
book a
3.
Day. No.
3.
Yeah.
3 is possible.
Yeah. I could do that. That might make it a little bit less upsetting.
That is very rude, what Deidre said. So they're temporarily with family. My book collection's in storage. My sister tells me that I could move to a smaller unit if I got rid of some of my books. I agree. Very rude.
Yeah, can't do that.
I don't know why people say like totally self-evident things like that. We don't own all the books because we don't know how much space they take. Like, we are aware.
I am very aware of how much space my books take. Like, yeah, it's a lot. It's overwhelming, and that's part of why I'm like, okay, this is a good motivator for me. Like, I don't want to have to pack all of them. So.
Yeah, this problem started very early for me because I remember my parents were buying me furniture, and my dad wanted to buy me like a desk level bookshelf that was just 2 shelves. And I was like, why would we purchase this when there is this ceiling high bookshelf right next to it? I was like, let us get this one. And he was like, I don't think you have that many books. And I was like, I don't think you know anything about how many books I own. Like, yes, this is going to be no problem. And in fact, we could purchase 2 of them and it would be great. So, yeah. It's an old problem.
This has been a lifelong issue for me, is dealing with the books. I've always had a lot, but
it's just how we decorate. It makes us feel better.
Yes. That's the thing. I do that all the time where I'm like, I've earned a little treat. I'm going to buy myself a book.
Yeah.
And like every time I finish any project, I'm like, I get a new book. It's like, okay, that's getting out of hand. You don't need to do that.
Yeah. You also have like an indulgent husband.
Yeah.
You were like, I'm going to get 1 book. And he's like, here's 5 more.
Do whatever you want. Buy more books. Here, let me buy you some more books. Like, we were just at Barnes & Noble like a few weeks ago. And I literally said, I don't need anything. I just want to be here to commune with the books. And he's like, really? You sure? Okay. And he kept handing me things. And I'm like, listen, man, I'm trying so hard. I left the store with 3 new books. But like I was trying very hard not to.
Exactly. That counts for a lot.
Yeah.
No, I'm having to go through like the picture books and stuff because the youngest is cleaning out her room. And I mean, I have so many memories associated with so many of those, like the ones that they kept in their rooms, especially. Like they got read so many times. And I'm like, I will save some.
Yeah, I have a box currently, one box that Sarah packed all of her favorite childhood books in. And those are like her books for when she has a child and wants to share them. And I'm like, maybe all of you should do that. Everyone pack their favorite books.
That would be lovely.
Yeah. Everyone gets one box of like, these are the things that are meaningful to me.
The kids are the only ones with like, I mean, I would say I have multiple copies of some kid books because the kids are like, I'm not passing this down to anybody. Yeah. Like, this lives in my room. And I'm like, really? You won't let them read it? They're like, no, they'll do things and then it won't be the same and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, fine. So we have like multiple copies of like Calvin and Hobbes and multiple copies of, you know, like their favorite adventure books and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, this is life. My daughter, my middle one's really into the Miss Peregrine books right now. And I will say those look so pretty on a shelf. Like we got
they're
the hardbacks. Yeah, very pretty for their content, especially. They're very dark. But I've only read the first one. She's read all of them, but you know.
I've never read any of those. I keep meaning to pick up the first one and just check it out, but I don't own it, so I always forget it exists until somebody mentions it. I'm like, yeah, I've been meaning to read that. But don't let me buy it. I'm not buying it. I'm on a strict book buying ban right now, so.
Okay, you heard it here first, everybody. We'll see how this holds up for next month.
Like I've allowed myself to leave the pre-orders. Like that's.
I believe you, like literally 0%. Okay, like I want to be clear on where I'm falling on this statement.
I'm gonna prove you all wrong.
Okay. Yeah.
I know nobody believes me. I told Sarah I was on book buying ban, and she's like, "Mother." Like what? She's like, "Mother, my whole life you've been saying this."
Yeah.
Like, okay, fine. I'm not good at it, but I'm trying.
You say it so earnestly. It's so funny. Like you're like, yeah.
I'm doing my best.
We could all make so much money, everybody. Like if we had anybody to take this bet. But no one will. Not one of you listening. Well, so, but, no, it's good for us though. Then we get all the new curricula with all the good stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, you keep self-indulging. It's fine. Carte blanche. So, what do we have next month?
Also, our next read and home is I just discovered there is no audiobook for this.
Oh, you froze a little when you were talking.
So there's no audiobook for Termouche.
Okay.
So I'm going to have to read it with my eyes, which has me a little bit anxious.
That's odd. Why is there no audiobook?
I don't know. It looks like there's one coming out. I went to check on Audible because I'm like, if it exists, Audible has it. But it says it's not going to be out. I think this is like focusing with a physical book only.
Yeah. And it's only, I mean, like Deidre was saying, it's not that long.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was published in 1967.
Yeah, it's an older book, which I guess that could explain why there's not an audio, but
yeah.
But I think I should be fine. We'll find out. I might.
Exactly. How long is it?
I have the physical book because for.
Is it on Kindle?
Yeah. And I don't know why that is. Like, I read on my Kindle at night before I go to bed, and I usually read Arrrghs that I get from NetGalley, but
yeah,
I don't have any issue reading like that. But if I sit down with a physical book, I just like cannot concentrate.
So yeah, it's only 119 pages for anyone who's watching this. So if you have not gotten in yet on one of the book club reads, this would be a good one.
This is a good one to jump in on because it's short, and I know it's like dystopian. Isn't this the one about, yeah, it's a seaside resort town. And the people there are able to live in just like this paradise and are unaware of what's happening around the world or whatever. But eventually, the apocalypse comes to them too.
It happens to all of us.
So I feel like it'll be a timely read.
Exactly. I made a friend of mine read I Who Have Never Known Men. So I'm excited to see what his take on it is. He like sent me a message. He's like, it's really sticking with me. Like in the middle. It's really weird. So.
Yeah, that one does really stick with you. I still think about it sometimes, yeah.
Yeah. I have like a very clear image of them like finding this like the hillside thing that they built like near the woods or whatever, where they built the houses. Like that's the image I keep having. And then also of them emerging at the first time from their underground thing. So I think we were in the minority for that one.
Yeah. And that's one of those books, like, I think I gave the rating too early because the more I think on it, the more I'm like, no, that was actually...
That'll move up, I think, for how long it sticks with you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, when I presented it to my friend, I was like, I want you to read it and I want to hear your opinions because I feel like I wasn't in like common with the majority of readers. I just want to hear like your take
That's
on
what
it,
I want to
particularly
give
as a guy.
chance. I feel like on a reread, I might get more out of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also feel like this whole year is a weird year for reading because of just everything that's going on.
Oh, sure. Definitely.
So, yeah.
I was just pulling up the calendar. So the first Saturday of October is the 4th.
I will not be here. I will be in Norway.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
What about if we back up a week? It's the 27th of September. Since it's a short book, we should be able to manage that.
I'm sorry. I will still be out of town, but I mean, I could. Yeah, I leave. I'm in Norway for like almost 2 weeks. That's why.
Okay.
Because I leave on the 22nd.
Okay.
But I could do. I mean, it's a very short book. I could do the weekend before, or even the day before.
Okay, so we could do the 20th.
I could, if you guys are okay with that, because it is a shorter book.
It is a
short. Is our next book longer?
Yes. Yeah, our next book is a longer book. So, because it's short, we could do the 20th.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to have to write that down because I am absolutely going to forget. Okay. Made myself a note.
Yeah, I only come back on the 5th, the night of the 5th.
Well, that's going to be exciting for you. I'm jealous. I want to go.
I've never been to Scandinavia, so it'll be my first time.
That's awesome.
There. Yeah.
And then the book we're reading next month is, I think, Scandinavian, isn't it?
Oh, is it? That's so great. Yeah. Yay. I'll read it when I'm there.
The Witch and...
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that the one we're reading? Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't quite see it from here, but yeah, it's something like The Witch and the Weaver, right? Or so, I know it's Genevieve Gornichek's newer book.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I love whoever does her covers.
Yeah, they're very pretty. Okay, so we will be meeting September 20th to discuss Termouche. So I hope everyone can get a copy and read along with us. It's very short, and I'm actually kind of excited about it because I've been really in the mood for some good dystopian. So I'm hoping this works for me. So I look forward to that. But thank you for coming today and for discussing the Art Thieves with us. And we will see you next month. Happy reading.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.